Everything basketball, baby.
I'm out.
Done, bro. Wait, where you going? To watch the full 94 podcast. Can't watch that without me. Wait up, bro. You know full 94 is my favorite show.
Winning.
A winner, the champ, the best, we are all of them. Cause we went right and not left to not follow them. Sobriety tests, I am walking up in line. Added the sex and the drugs, but couldn't subtract my mind. They all wanted me dead. I was chilling in the cut, then I transformed like I'm best friends with Shia LaBeouf. See, I've been a winner, check it, and I ain't even firing. Church time's God, I'm a product of my environment. We are winners, losers come with me. Got God with us, never letting flesh envy. We don't worry about the money, the sex, the cars, the clothes. Now watch reality unfold like we winning in here, yeah, we winning in here.
We went in here, yo. What's going on, family? 494 here on MTMV Sports. What's going on with you? How y'all doing over there, man? Talk to me.
It's good my way, man. What about you?
What's the temp out there, bro? Tell me right now.
20.
I feel like we on the same path. Like it started at morning at like 41 and ended at like 22, bro. So I'm not even excited about what's about to happen, transpire the rest of this week. Yeah. Let me start with C, then I'll get to the hot Floridian over there. I know he about to be like, it was 58. It was cold. Go ahead, C.
I'm good. It's Monday. It's cold. And nothing else about that. My cat is jumping on my computer. Sorry.
I was like, what is he slapping? Moving the cab like that? Oh no. What you got down in the south, on the south side, Floridian, my guy?
It's a breeze outside. It's like 70 something.
I can't stand.
Well, we about to hit the 50s like later on in the week, so you know, it's
I'll take 50.
Put a hoodie on. Got you.
But y'all not realizing too that we close to the water, so the breeze is a lot colder.
The breeze is different. It's still not the chill that we get down here in the mid.
Y'all made y'all choices in life, man.
I love it. Don't get twisted for me. What y'all got going on, man? We got a lot to talk about today. For the NBA in full effect, obviously, just the basketball world in its entirety is doing absolutely crazy. I love what we have going on right now. Before we get into the first segment, give me something that you love about basketball. Let's go specifically the NBA. What do you love about the NBA? Give me one thing before we hop into this, giving roses to D Rose. Will, let's start with you, bro. Talk to me.
It's 82 games.
82?
It's 82 games. Like it ain't too long, so it's like It's not baseball season. It ain't too short like football season. We get a nice little chunk of professional basketball, and that's not even counting the WNBA. Like it's a nice little size of like what we're able to get and what we're able to see. So that's what I appreciate the most. At least right now.
What's the thing in 2K? It's 60, 64 at the mid games, like 59, 64, and 82. Yeah, I wouldn't mind 64. I ain't gonna lie to you, but that's neither here nor there. See, talk to me. What's up?
Besides what Will said, I would say what it just does for me as a person. Anytime like I'm mad, I know that there's a basketball game on. I'm gonna put it on regardless, and it always changes my mood. So it's just the love that I have for the sport in general, especially because the love came from the NBA. I would say that it just fuels my soul. So I don't care who doesn't watch. I'm gonna continue to watch the NBA.
I like it. You sound like you took that right from Jude's brain, man. But Jude, talk to me, man. What's going on, bro? Mr. 4 games at once. I'm watching all 82. Don't at me, bro. What's good?
Yeah, look, I just like the state that the NBA in, the competition and everything, where you don't know exactly who's gonna win the championship this year. It's just a lot of different teams that can compete for the championship. So I think it'll be a fun playoffs this season too. So
I like it, bro. It's funny. I had somebody last week who watched the show and was like, it had to be a week before that. And he was like, Jude watch all 82? I said, bro, he a different kind of viewer, bro. And my man got to be ready for the Facebook trolls the next morning. So he got to make sure he watched the games and make sure he don't miss nothing going on. I
can, bro.
Yeah, I ain't mad at it. Definitely ain't mad at it. Hey, look, but let's get into it, man. We got Derrick Rose. Obviously, the Chicago Bulls honoring having a retire into Derrick Rose jersey. Absolutely amazing. Had definite team members in the building. Had a speech from Joakim Noah. Had speak with Rose. Even having a conversation. I think this thing to me was absolutely amazing. I love that it happened too, right? Because what we noticed is that he had such a peak in Chicago that when those injuries did happen and he became a journeyman, people kind of forgot about D. I remember the 50-point night in Minnesota, man, and him crying there in the middle of the court, like, I just worked so hard, bro. These are the moments that I live for. And I love how they came together. Somebody was like, hey, man, you're not playing tonight? All right, bet I'm going for 50. And nobody was taking him serious, and he went there and got it. So D Rose has, just a vast amount of moments for the true NBA fan who watched it. Tell me a little bit about what D Rose what you think he kind of meant to basketball, what that night was kind of like, and then just tell me a little about that. Let me start with you, bro. Like, what does Derrick Rose mean to the basketball world?
Well, to the basketball world, I think they lose sight of exactly who he was. Chicago doesn't, man. He really everything in Chicago, and dare I say it, bro might be right there under Mike in Chicago, man.
Mm-hmm. Chicago kid, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what does he mean to the basketball world? He was box office, man. One of the people that you couldn't really hate on. You love to jump in front of the television and watch him play, and that's just what it was. And when I think the world went silent when he hurt his knee, man. That was kind of crazy.
Oh, for sure, bro.
Where I was and where I was watching it when it happened. So
yeah,
unfortunate.
Yeah, I definitely understand that, man. See, talk to me. What is when we look at Derrick Rose's career, what he did, youngest MVP in NBA history, taking that Bulls team and really rivaling LeBron, if not close to really knocking him off with the team that they had, 60+ wins, good coach. Obviously, we see that the coach ran him into the ground, which Tibbs is still doing that now in the NBA. But tell me a little bit more about like how excited were you when you got to see like, D Rose and the Bulls got something to prove.
I think he defines the word different before it came a thing. So like every time, like even Joe Key said it in his speech, like every time D Rose stepped on the court, you knew you had a chance of winning. And he made watching basketball exciting off of everything that he did. His ball movement, he was a 3-level scorer, so it's just everything he provided day in and day out. And I don't think he ever cheated the game of basketball, and the way that he always remained humbled on and off the court. So you got to respect him as a player and just a man in general.
Big facts. Will, just kind of expound on that, bro. Like what did you think when the first time you saw D Rose and what he was? Obviously he was Chicago native, like the Chicago kids. So we're thinking like, okay, then he gets drafted to this team. We're gonna see what it does. I'm thinking like the first like crossover to finish at the dunk, and I'm like, oh, this dude, he's about his business. The Bulls are gonna be different because of this player. Tell me what that like the first time you saw D Rose.
I think growing up a Iverson fan, that's the comparison. Like, like Chicago loves Mike, but like D Rose was from the city. Like, and you talk to anybody, and you talk to him his high school career, you talk about how people felt about his high school career. But in comparison, it's the same love that Philly has for Iverson, except D Rose is from the city. Like, they may not have been statistically the best person for the city, but when you think about the city, that's what you think about. I mean, yeah, you're competing with Mike, but D Rose is different because like just the way he was, just the way he moved. Like even when it came to like pulling free agents, like D Rose was like, nah, like I'm going out here with who I got. If they want to come play with us, they come play with us, and that's what that city is about. Even like talking to my friends was like, and then like he was shorter, so he was, what I'm saying, he was somebody that represented people seeing themselves, which was dope. But it's also the greatest what if, because it's like we said, it's one of the reasons why I'm bothered by Tibbs, because it's like, man, you don't learn your lesson. Like you had like one of the greatest Bulls teams out there, from top to bottom. And you was playing them 65 minutes a game, and the game's only 40 minutes, big dog. Like, what are you doing?
And Rose ain't small either, brother. Oh, that comment, he ain't small.
I'm talking about as far as guard, bro.
Comment like, that they put.
Oh yeah, I was talking about as far as guard, but yeah, like what I'm saying, it's like it's amazing what that team could have done. I do think that team would have won a championship because while he was killing them on offense, defensively, that team honestly was built more like those Detroit Pistons teams back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Any other team you could think of since that time.
Mm-hmm.
Someone asked him that as well about the what ifs
offensively, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You got to think about how they were built. You can build comparisons on anybody on that team compared to the Detroit team. You know what I'm saying? Like interchangeable. At one point, Jimmy Butler wasn't who Jimmy Butler was, but he was more of a Vinnie Johnson off the bench. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You had Joakim, who was, Bill Laimbeer. He wanted to smoke with Cleveland every time he saw him. Luol Deng was a glue guy. Like, they were built in that same manner. I've just always personally felt like Tibbs burned them. Tibbs was a great coach. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But he burned them out far quicker than what it would have happened. Now I don't blame him for D Rose' injury because that's a freak injury that happens. But I do think all those players he had on there, Kirk Heinrich, like. You got a lot of players on that squad, bro. Like, spread it out. They could have won the shit.
Could have, yeah.
I'm with it, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Look, just to give shout out to Derrick Rose, man, and what he's done. We're looking at a 3-time All-Star, 1-time All-NBA, 1-time All-Rookie of the Year, 2011 MVP. Obviously, just his peak was a high peak. You know what I mean? Like when you talked about those few years before the injuries kind of really set in. When he was healthy, he was a problem. And you know what I mean? So definitely respect, man. Definitely respect to D Rose, what he's done for the game of basketball. Definitely one of those like big what if kind of moments.
You can make an all-star team full of like what ifs and they will win a title, bro.
Ain't that crazy? Think about that. What do you got? Derrick Rose, Tracy, Grant Hill.
Greg Oden,
man, look,
Brandon Roy.
Brandon Roy. Michael Redd. Did he go out on injury?
Yeah.
So Michael Redd too.
Same one that I think about the same thing Embiid got. But look, bro, I was in the city Thursday and I took the train out that way and I was trying to go in there and see it, but that line was ridiculous, bro.
I could imagine.
Yeah, he doing the exact same thing with the Knicks, bro. And
that's real, man. Penny, definitely for sure. The what ifs are crazy, bro. Now that you sit here thinking about it, you're like, give me okay. Let's do this before we go to the next segment. Tell me, because this is just what we do here on the 494. Tell me your biggest what if. Like, what is the biggest what if? But like, when you look at all the what if players, you're like, if that player wouldn't have stayed away from injury and stayed healthy, he might have had a shot to be one of the greats. Like, just undoubtedly, and your top person. I know you probably got somebody in your head. I'm just saying, like, number one, above all, like, if he would have stayed healthy, I guarantee chips.
We always talk about Tracy McGrady. I feel like Tracy McGrady had a great career, but that one is scary. But for me, it's always going to be Grant Hill. Grant Hill literally would have changed the landscape of NBA basketball if he stays healthy.
For sure.
If Grant Hill stays healthy, you get Grant Hill, McGrady, and Tim Duncan in the East in Orlando.
Yeah.
Doc can't even fail with that team. But Grant Hill came into the league and will admit to you he did not have
every chance he get.
Bro, Grant will admit to you that he did not have the best jump shot, but Grant was still giving you 25, 7, and 7,
easy,
like all top. Imagine if Grant Hill had that time to go down to Orlando, build out that jump shot, and get even better with one of the greatest power forwards of all time, if not the greatest, and Tracy McGrady. It probably would have pushed Tracy McGrady's career further too because he wouldn't have had all that time on him.
That's that story of like I can have my wife on the plane.
Yeah,
bro,
that's
don't get him started, but
bro,
that's crazy.
Bro, don't make me mad, bro. Don't make me mad, bro.
I can't have my wife on the plane. All right, be safe. God bless you.
Lynn Bias, bro.
Say it again.
Lynn Bias.
Lynn Bias. That's a good one, Drew.
If he played with the Celtics, bro.
If we gonna Lynn Bias, we might as well go. My man from Boston. Shout out to Reggie. and I was just talking about him earlier, bro, and it's on the tip of my tongue. If y'all watching, tell me who it is. Wait, voice producer, Reggie
Lewis.
There you go.
Yeah, I like it.
I know that's right, voice.
Yeah. If Lynn go to the Celtics at that time, bro.
Scary, bro. Scary.
They would have had Reggie Lewis, Lynn Bias, Larry Bird on the end of his career, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish.
Too good?
That's crazy.
Too good whatsoever? What are you talking about, my boy? Absolutely crazy out here in these streets, man. To see what you got. You can give one.
I'm gonna stick with who we're talking about.
Oh, Lynn, Reggie Lewis?
No. This whole thing is about. Yes.
Okay.
He'd have been Jordan, but I think we'd have been talking about Lynn Bias being his equal.
That makes sense.
Okay, I can take that.
And shout out, man. Look, absolute pleasure in watching D Rose over these years. The peak was the peak. When he's at peak powers, man, it's hard to beat. So definitely shout out to him, man. Let's talk about this new saga that his former teammate Jimmy Buckets is going through down in Miami. Jimmy not only wants out, Pat Riley followed up with saying, with conduct unbecoming to the team, I need you out of here for 7 games, my boy. I need you.
Do you know how much that's going to cost?
That's a lot of money.
$2.4 million.
That's crazy. Yeah, his average salary. I mean,
that's wild.
Crazy.
We don't care.
About 15 million. Ben Simmons got fined.
Well, so I think Kyrie has the most, right? It's like 17 million. It's Ben with 17.
Like a couple $100,000 more than Kyrie.
Oh, okay, because I remember that whole thing going down. But what are we talking about here? Jimmy Buckets wants out, follows up with a suspension, says, look, I don't think I've lost my joy for basketball. My man said, I've lost my joy for basketball, and I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it here in Miami. He's talking a big game, and Pat Riley said, hold on, bro. Hold on. You can't just be out here talking the way you want to talk. All right, 7 games. Let me have that for you.
But
let me dip in your pockets real quick.
But now they're talking trades. At first they didn't want to trade him. Now they're talking trades. You think that's like
there's no way he stays on the team.
What he wanted?
What have we seen? Let's put it like this. What have we seen from Jimmy? Right? When he was in Minnesota, said, get me out of here. He got out. Once he's done, you ever had that friend growing up that like when they got to that point, it wasn't no coming back. It was like that's you. You got to that point, he was like, hey, bro, don't even worry about it, man. He mad, he don't like you no more. He ain't ever gonna like you.
When I'm done with you, like there's nothing my mama can do, there's nothing my grandmama can do. Jesus himself can come down and be like, you need to stop acting up. And I'll be like, Jesus, if you want to smoke, just do what you gotta do, big homie.
For real. What? Because
once it's like she's saying it, bro. Listen, I don't once it's done. It's done. Wrap it up.
And that's what we are looking at here at Jimmy. Jimmy is like, I'm done. Get me out of Miami. We're talking about this whole saga that has played out. Where do we see Jimmy not only getting traded to? Because I don't think Pat Riley's.
But is that the question? Isn't the question should be what's gonna make Jimmy happy? Is it just to be out of Miami, or is it to be at a certain play for a certain team?
It sounds like Jimmy has said, I am open. Just get me out of here. Because what Jimmy believes is anywhere he goes, he's going to make a contender.
What's crazy is 14 seasons in, going on 15 seasons.
Oh, for sure.
Jimmy's numbers are consistent.
Oh, for sure.
They down a little this year.
The runway.
Yeah, only a little bit, but he always picks it back up. I think Pat overplayed his hands. Playing that heat culture thing. There's certain, I feel like
he's never going to change. He's never going to change.
The issue is not, the issue might have been the contract, but I don't think it was. I think the issue was the way that Pat played Jimmy about Jimmy's comments. Yeah. Like he going hard for his team. Like, and you really tried to embarrass him. You really tried to call him out, and Jimmy called your bluff on it.
I mean, he embarrassed his team. He kind of gave the other team bulletin board material.
Yeah.
And they got washed after that.
But I mean, but when
That's
he
real,
said it, though, none of us said, "Yo, Jimmy's wrong."
You right. We didn't say he was wrong.
None of us said Jimmy was wrong because we all knew Jimmy was right. Had they been healthy, they probably would have beat Boston because they had Boston's number. The Knicks wouldn't have been there because they had the Knicks. The one thing that
This was 2 years ago or last season.
This was the last 2 years ago.
2 years ago,
maybe. Yeah.
The one thing the Heat do is they will have the number of the top teams in the conference, no matter what's going on. Now, should Jimmy have said it? Maybe, maybe not. But you can't preach Heat culture, and then when Jimmy come and he speak Heat culture, now all of a sudden you want to change it up because they didn't win. No, like Pat, you did the same thing in LA. You did the same thing in New York. Like he switched it up because Pat feelings be hurt, and Pat be. I feel like it's time we have a conversation about Pat Riley, but I don't think people are ready for it though.
It's a very deep conversation.
In his ways. We see that every day,
bro. Like, here you go.
We see that every day, right?
You know what? That's what the podium talk is about today. So thank you for
the old head set in his ways, man. Now y'all thinking about it.
Well, Drew, talk about it, man. Tell me what is it? Let me ask you this: as we talk about Jimmy and the whole saga and everything that's happening, when we look at where he could go, this team would be better for it, make them a contender, they contend for a championship, without having to give too much away. Because what I believe is that when we're talking about trading Jimmy to a team, they're going to have to give up certain pieces to get him. And what team has draft stock, has young hitters that the Heat would accept in a trade, right? Because I think Bradley Beal, that whole conversation, he has a no trade clause. So if he don't want to go, he don't got to do. He don't make a move at all.
He said he would waive it.
He said he would waive it.
He said he would waive it.
That came out before the show.
And Phoenix has said that they would sign Jimmy to that contract.
But see, that's my thing, bro. Why don't he just say all of that? Why he leaking this stuff to Shams or whatever? Just say what you feel, bro. Instead of having this back and forth with Pat Riley and Shams.
Yeah.
What you
think? Talking about Jimmy.
Yeah. I think that Memphis, man, I think they got the ability to give up the assets and still stay deep on the bench.
Yeah, but who do you give?
Marcus Smart.
Because you got Ja and JJ and Triple J. That's really those are your two untouchables and Desmond.
And Bane.
Right? And Bane.
And Desmond.
Right, but he need to do more.
He'll be all right.
So what do you get from that? You get the big 7-footer, the Edie?
I want no. I want a couple of them footers from the bench, 7-footers from the bench, maybe one of them. Give me Vince Williams along with Marcus Smart and maybe even GG Jackson. He cold, I think. GG Jackson cold.
Okay.
And some picks.
You got to throw some picks in there.
Yeah. And then they can make it work, man. They got the money. And if not, I don't really see any other team. I know we talked about it in the chat, maybe a 3-way trade if he wants to go to the Warriors or something, but I don't know, man.
I don't think the Warriors have – do the Warriors have enough after that? You make a trade is what, Steph, Jimmy, and –
I think it will have to involve like the Kings sending, Fox to Miami maybe and Butler to the Warriors and then getting rid of some players from Golden State. But
because you have to give up. Warriors have to give up something. Good pieces. Kuminga, Wiggins, like these are pieces like solid rotation players who are on the like Andrew is kind of set in his role there. But
I don't know if I would give up Kuminga, bro.
You'd have to like that. I'm asking for Kuminga.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I would do it.
If I was right, I wouldn't give him.
Came out with a report that said they want Kuminga and Wiggins, and that's the starting point.
From the Warriors?
Yeah.
Oh, they're not doing that.
That's the starting point.
They're not doing that.
The only right team is the Rockets. Because not only could he win with the Rockets, he could lead with the Rockets the way he wants to. They got some dogs in Houston. And you build it around Jalen Green. Because whether you like it or not, Jalen Green is not going to be the leading piece for the Rockets.
Man, don't do that, man, baby mama to Miami, bro. Don't do that, man.
But will that work with Dylan? Will that work with Dylan?
Well,
Dylan
play with whoever on his team, bro. Once you walk in the building, you good, man.
But I mean, you could send him to the Suns, But the Suns got so many problems right now emotionally where it wouldn't work. I would love to see him with the Mavericks. I think Jason Kidd will bring the best out of him.
Utah.
Oh my God, Utah.
Come on, Mr.
You don't want to see him win, G.
That man,
Utah.
go put him in purgatory.
That's wild, Mr. G.
Put him in purgatory.
I would love to see him back in Philly. I know Daryl Morey will oversign him because we oversigned Paul George.
Who you letting go? Paul George.
I would put Paul George in that trade.
I mean,
that would be a nice swap, though.
That would be a beautiful swap.
I put Paul George in that trade. I put a first rounder. I put a second rounder, and then I send him like KJ Martin and like one other person.
You would do that trade straight up.
I think the Rockets. are the team.
If you add Jimmy to Embiid and Maxey,
you wouldn't do it straight up.
To just swap the two?
For Paul George, because the Heat are not going to just take that.
I know. I'm saying.
First of all, you're trading
if it was.
Yeah.
I'm
asking Miles, you wouldn't swap PG for Butler.
I feel like I'm gonna take a page out of Will Woodard's book. Like for me, I mean, what are we like 20 games in? I mean, no, like 30 some games in. Mm-hmm. Are we not given to like the All-Star break to kind of see what that chemistry look like? Like
it's not about that though, because it is. Yeah, you want to do that, but at the same token, if you can make your superstar happy by returning back the player that he played his best with, the player he never wanted to go, and the player that a city never wanted to go, you can write that ship. Jimmy's still giving you the same thing that he was giving you, but now he giving it to you as
and he got as the dog in him. So that just
and imagine what he does for Tyrese Maxey and what he does for Yabusele with the way that Jimmy goes at people. Like that's perfect, bro.
Yeah.
The Magic, Mel, I don't know, man. They still gotta get ready to pay Paolo and Franz too.
Facts.
And them two super maxes.
Yeah. Especially in Orlando, they're gonna have to go ahead and lock them up. You're not going nowhere.
I can see that too, though.
I can see it.
The thing about Jimmy is, and the thing where like the Heat come up short, and like I said again, we got to have a conversation about the Miami Heat soon. Let me ask y'all a question: if y'all starting a team, where does Bam Adebayo rank in your top 10 on starting a team? Because that's who they're building the team around, him and Tyler Hero.
He's not in.
You see Bam Adebayo.
He's not in a top 10.
And that's I think that's the thing that we're not talking about.
Listen, stop. I think he one of the top defensive big men in the league, bro. Bam,
but are you gonna start your team around him?
I need to see Bam be more aggressive, man.
Right. It's not an indictment on Bam. Yeah. That's just not who Bam is as a player.
Yeah.
And we've been wanting it for how long?
For a while.
Yeah.
I need him to be how he was against Jokic in that finals, bro. When he was going at every possession.
Yeah.
But he referring to, bro, Tyler Hero not going to lead them to the promised land. I don't know. I thought 2 or 3 years ago they should play the Tyler Hero. But that's my opinion. And that's why Jimmy mad. That's why I ain't as mad at him. He just wants somebody else to come in and affect winning. Tyler Hero not going to do that, bro. He going to jack up threes. He going to be a liability on defense. And then he going to get hurt at the end of the season.
I feel like he had that one good season or that one good stint of shooting threes, and then they thought, oh, we got this sharp shooter with us, and it just never happened.
And it's like, bro, when you go back to it, you may not like how Jimmy's operating right now. You may not like anything that he's doing, but Jimmy makes that team go. Like in the playoffs, in the playoffs, they can be a 10 seed, but if they got Jimmy Butler, you're like, man, they could go to the finals. If they don't have Jimmy, they're not a playoff team.
Hey man, to the Heat fans, was having that debate about who the greatest Heat player is. That's all I'm gonna say.
Did you just mimic Shaq?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's still Dwayne Wade though, right?
They were saying Jimmy Butler for a minute, bro.
What?
No, it's Dwayne Wade.
I thought it was Dwayne Wade.
Whoa. I'm not disagreeing with y'all. I'm talking about what I see with my eyes.
Okay. Now,
how Jimmy Butler was never gonna leave. Now look,
Jimmy's top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gone though.
Like
But it's Wade County. It's always going to be Wade County.
He behind Wade. I put him behind Bron. I'd have to put him behind Lonzo Mourning
and Haslem.
Yeah, definitely. You better put him behind. You know
forget about UD.
You know that.
When I think of Jimmy Butler, what he means, I think about Tim Hardaway's run with the Heat. Like Lonzo was the player.
UD's
Hardaway was the one that Tim Hardaway used to scare the bejesus out of me when they played the Bulls. Because I was like, yo, Tim about to take these boys out. That's where you put Jimmy Butler.
Wasn't UD came in one game and got into a beef and had to get out?
Yep.
Yeah. I like you.
Came to that game for that.
Hey, bro, y'all gotta stay off UD, bro, because I'm not fighting none of y'all. I'm not fighting UD for none of y'all, bro. Y'all seen that man fade, bro?
Fade different, bro. You gotta get him out. You already know what it is, man. Look, we got more to talk about. I think this whole Butler saga, I'm not sure how it ends, what team he goes to. We're all in agreement that he will be traded before February, correct?
No.
Yes.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
It's gonna be way too uncomfortable. That man finna show up to practice. He finna fight UD. He finna fight Eric Spoelstra. He gonna tell Bam that I can't say what I want to say about Asia.
Yeah.
Well, the only way they can extend the suspension is if he's considered to violate.
This shouldn't be a suspension anyway. I hope they get it overturned.
That's ridiculous.
But they already said that they expect him to come back and play after the 7th.
But considering the fact that, like, at first they were
he'll be back against the Spurs on the 19th, I believe.
But they first they put out a say so we're not suspending him. And like 2 hours later, they're like, oh, he's suspended for contract determinal to the team.
7 games, bro.
That man said, I like Miami.
7 games is crazy, bro.
That man said, I like Miami. I just don't like the team.
7 games.
I mean, at least he kept it real. That's like I'd rather it come from your mouth than me having to read it somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. I'm not mad at all. I mean, this is the thing, man. This is what we're gonna see. We'll see wherever he ends up, whatever team gives it up, gives up the right amount of people, right amount of picks, and their contending team afterwards, and both teams get better. Because of what we know about Pat Riley, he's not gonna get fleeced. He's gonna try his best not to.
I don't want to smoke with nobody that went to junior college.
Hey,
that's not a knock on people from junior college. But if you know anybody from junior college cats are built differently, bro.
They got it out the mud. But they don't want Bill.
Yeah, and Bill said he'll waive his contract to go to Miami.
On the bench right now. That's crazy. That's crazy.
He gonna go to the Suns and bully Budenhauser, bro. Just send that man to Golden State like they want.
Them folk put nurture.
You gonna have to see, man. Hey, look, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in. Shout out to the folks. We got 262 people in here kicking it with us right now. Make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all support the channel at 494 podcast on everything. Make sure y'all commenting below how y'all feel about this Jimmy trade. How about feel about D Rose getting his flowers and his jersey retired? We got much more to talk about here on the 494 and here on MTMV Sports. Make sure y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back. Go pay some bills, man.
It's not just about the love of the game. It's about dedication and commitment through the process and the patience to endure. There's joy in reaching your goals and peace in knowing you've done all you're supposed to do. Ozell brand. It's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle.
Oh, it's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle. Shout out to Big Bro. Shout out to much support to the Ozell brand and what they got going on, man. You want cleats, you want shoes. That's the way to go. Take a look at it. You can get them at Wally World, get them anywhere online. Shout out to the squad and the Big Bro. Appreciate you, man. Let's talk about this, man. See what happened with the girl from Rutgers.
So Matt, he did because Keone Miller did not play. You know how much I was anticipating to watch that. No, and she announced it like 3 hours before the game via Instagram.
That's what we came. That's box office right there.
I was so mad, and they got bullied.
Talking about a transfer portal.
She reposted somebody saying that. So I don't know what's going on, but
Rutgers?
a lot of people is just talking about how they should have prepared her better for the media and it should have been handled in-house and that's not the way she should have did it. And I mean, I agree.
Makes sense. I ain't mad at it, man. Look, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this X Factor. We're talking about teams that are trying to win a championship. So we're not talking about first place teams, not talking about Cleveland, not talking about OKC. Let's talk about these middle of the pack squads, second, third, fourth, fifth, these type of places. So in the Eastern Conference, let's just make sure everybody knows. If you were watching, make sure you put down in the comments below. We are talking about Boston, who's in second, New York, who's in third, Orlando, who's in fourth. On the West.
You sure you don't want to do the fourth, fifth, the third, fourth, and fifth on these? Because Cleveland and Boston's in the top. And I just feel like we should talk about the Knicks, Magic, and the Bucks.
I mean, Knicks are two wins out of second place.
If you're doing the East, you must do everybody who can be in the play-in because they all like 3-4 games within each other.
That's true.
You can look at it. So we can talk about the teams you want to. So focus on. Let's go through 2 through 6. Talking about Miami, obviously with Jimmy and his issues. Milwaukee, Orlando, New York. And you can mention the Boston thing. I think that team obviously is well put together. And we're
that game last night though.
Yeah, definitely different. Houston, Memphis, Denver, LA, Dallas. What are these teams, the X factors that we're talking about? These teams, this team needs this player to become the X factor and break out into whatever, blossom into whatever player they're going to be. To this team to have a legitimate shot at a championship. Drew, I'm gonna ask you first, man. Give me somebody. Let's start with 10. I'm gonna hey Will. So make sure you think about your answer. I'm gonna give you Orlando. I like what you got going on. You know the squad. C, I'm gonna give you Milwaukee, and Drew, I'm gonna give you New York, and then we'll do the same thing in the Western Conference. You can talk about Miami too, Drew, and what they got. What X factors we talking about, man?
New York, they don't need nobody. They need Mitchell Robinson to come back healthy.
Okay.
Maybe try to sign somebody to come off their bench to produce some points.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought they should.
Who has to be the play? Like let's look at the Knicks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying when we look at that, you think about Jalen, you think about Cat, you got Josh, you got
Bridges,
who's a little shooter with the long, you got that long
OG.
OG Anunoby.
Mm-hmm.
And then what was say it again?
Mikal Bridges.
Mikal. So which one of the players we know what we're getting from Jalen? Cat has showed us what he's doing this season. Who's going to be their third or fourth person to solidify them in the playoffs? Because what happens in the playoffs is you're not going to win off of those one or two, right? You're going to need some X factors to come. Maybe this person gives you 20 that game, and then you're like, okay, they put us over the top. We got 2 wins in that series from this. Who is that third or fourth person on the Knicks that you need? That's going to have to be good to make sure they get to the second or third round.
I think it's a committee thing, bro. I think one game OG give it to you, the next game Bridges give it to you, but then you got a little dark horse sitting over there, Hart, who will do everything for you and make plays. And even if he's not scoring, he's still affecting the game with rebounding and assists. So it's just a committee thing with them. You know, Brunson gonna get to the rack and disrupt defense. You know, gonna stretch the floor. But them other 3, man, that's who you really gotta watch, especially Bridges when he get hot. We was talking about him at the beginning of the season, but he fixed that shot, boy.
Yeah, and that's the thing to me when we talk about this squad. There goes OG go.
There goes Brunson go.
And here's the thing. Let's talk about. I mean, I'm gonna come to you next. See, like this team has great pieces, and are we? This is my thing. I think. If I had to really say it, I think Cleveland on paper has the best starting 5 in the NBA. When you talk about position basketball,
Sincerely, the best starting 5.
It's the Knicks.
The Boston Celtics got the best starting 5.
I think it's the Knicks.
You think it's the Knicks? Well, this is the thing. If they're starting all those 5, you're talking about Jalen, OG, Mikal, Cat, and who's is it?
You have more top players by position on New York in comparison to Boston. Boston is top heavy. Like, yeah, they're good, but if you going down the line, if the Celtics and the Knicks play, you got Jalen and you got Jason.
That's it.
You also got Jalen, and you got Cat, who's playing like an MVP. Then you got OG. Then you got Mikal.
Put it apples to apples. Because Juice I see Juice making a face. Give me Drew or Jalen. Who wins it? Who wins? Who you taking?
That's a question? Why is that a
My
question?
man is like, man, I don't know.
So wait. So Jalen Brunson hasn't proven yet that he's a top point guard
On the
in
Boston Celtics, I'm taking Drew Holiday. On the Knicks, I'm taking Brunson.
Well, I'm saying it just matchup wise. We're gonna match up.
If I gotta start a team out, of course I'm taking Brunson.
Well, I'm just saying matchup. Who wins
But
the
on
matchup?
that team, I'm taking Holiday.
So you want Holiday to win that matchup against Jalen?
I'll take Holiday to guard Jalen Brunson though.
Oh, for sure.
I don't think he get the question because he.
So we're looking at the two teams. We're looking at the Knicks and we're looking at the Celtics. So are you gonna go with Drew or are you going with Jalen?
Who wins that matchup?
The matchup between the two.
Drew or Jalen?
I don't know, bro.
I'm going with Jalen.
If they facing off in the playoffs, who win that matchup? I don't know.
Between
I
Jalen
also
Brunson
don't
and
think
Drew
that Jalen guards Drew Holiday because he's getting posted up.
I mean, it makes sense. I'm not arguing with you. So you got Jason, and Jalen. That's a wash,
question, bro.
That's a wash.
Because
Jason and Jalen's a watch. Who plays there 4 and 5 in Boston? I mean, KP and Al Horford.
He said Al Horford. Al Horford don't start, bro. Come on, man.
Who's their fifth?
Their fifth is Porzingis.
So who's a 4?
Jason Tatum.
Okay, 3.
Jaylen Brown.
Is Derek White number 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so cool. All right, so Jalen and Drew, and then at 2, who's it? Mikal versus Derek. Who wins that matchup?
That's tough. That's not tough, bro.
That's tough. When you look at all the stuff Derek White does, come on.
That's
not
tough.
tough. It's not tough. Why we keep trying to?
All right. Derek White is a point.
Right.
Who plays
I
the
meant
two?
to get to the Magic, bro.
What's the two then?
Drew and Derek go back and forth. Yeah. I get Jason, I get Jalen, but anybody else you like, man, I don't know. It is what it is.
Unmute that man.
Because we have to think of what he did.
Combo, man. We got to come back to this.
Okay, so give me KP and Cat.
You know what? It got so bad. I muted myself. What are we talking about, bro?
We're talking about a matchup.
Playing
Mikal Bridges is not just over Derek White like that, bro.
Not really. Come on, you're not like it's not like you're talking about Jalen and White.
In a 1v1 battle,
come on, man.
In a 1v1 battle, I don't care what you say. Mikal is washing.
Oh, so we talking about one-on-one.
Yes,
that's the
matchup.
Matchup. One-on-one. I'm taking Drew Holiday over Brunson. He's too little.
Drew Holiday is not beating Jalen Brunson.
Drew Holiday will post that man up and get him up out of there, bro. He's too big for.
I love it. All right, cool. Look. We'll make sure. Let's make sure keep this conversation going. So, C, what team did I give you? I gave you
the Bucks.
The Bucks. Tell me, who is that third person that got to step up?
I said. I did not say that. This is what I think that I need to see more from either Bobby or Gary Trent Jr.
Okay, I ain't mad at that.
I think you done see what you gonna see.
No, but that's why I said I know. But this is why I said I need to see more from them, especially Bobby.
Yeah,
I think you're gonna see what you're gonna see. That's funny,
especially Bobby.
Darvingham, man.
Here he goes. But seriously, Bobby is acting all. No, come on, cut it out. It's not like you're relying on you to really you have Giannis, you have Damian, but I just got to do a little more, like averaging 8 points. Come on. Can I get 12, 15?
You'll get a little touches. Giannis shoot everything.
We'll talk to me. Who you got in Orlando? Who the third?
Bro, you really just need for Orlando to get healthy. You got Paolo Banchero, you got Franz Wagner, you got his brother Moritz, you got Cole Anthony, you got Jalen Suggs, who's out here playing out of control.
Pick me the person they need to be consistent in the playoff. I know what I'm getting from Franz and Paolo.
Jalen.
Let me get De'Aaron Fox in the trade.
I mean, the Olympic Derek White who played over Tatum. Yeah, exactly, Jesse. I'm telling you.
Well, wait. Yeah, nah. Put that back up.
Hey, man. Hey,
Put that back up, yo.
just saying, bro.
The Olympic Derek White. So we gonna ignore the reason why Tatum ain't getting no play because Steve Kerr got a beef with Buddy.
We know that.
We gonna act like Derek White deserved to be there over Jaylen Brown.
Yes,
But y'all say, and you know what? I do this to myself every week, bro. I'm not coming on this.
Hey, producer, keep posting that comment right now. He wants you to know, my boy.
He wants you to know, Celtics fans, stop, man.
The Celtics in a 7-game series, bro. He would say he was just asking. In a 7-game series, bro, if we're going by starting lineups alone, I'm taking the Knicks.
I hope we see.
Are you sure? Because remember, Tibbs is at the realm, and Tibbs might win them.
But see, that's the thing, though. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna think about Tibbs right now. I said the best for starting 5. Tibbs ain't gonna play them, but the first 5 anyway.
Yeah, you ain't lying. You
ain't lying. They might be going out before game.
Play 46 minutes.
Cat is putting up MVP numbers, and he's playing defense. Jalen Brunson is literally playing like literally a top 3. Bro, don't squint your eyes like that. Jalen Brunson is playing like a top 3 point guard in the league right now. Mikal Bridges, since Christmas, we've seen what Mikal Bridges does on a consistent basis.
I like
OG is out here not only scoring, but he talking after the game. Come on, bro. Josh Hart is undersized, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And the way he be going after them boards is crazy.
Yeah,
like Charlie Murphy said, he out here grabbing rebounds like Barkley. Like, come on, bro. What are we saying?
All right, look. So I'm gonna get to the West because I don't want to miss your podium talk. I want to give you that time to get to it. Give me the West. You 3 teams. Jew, you got the Lakers. C, you got Denver, and Will, you got Memphis.
For the Lakers, man, it's real simple, man. One, they need a center. I prefer Nick Richards over Valanciunas, but I'll take Valanciunas. And then they need to try to pull in another wing defender, man. I like Bruce Brown. Bring in.
So tell me this, because I know you got your my GM hat on. If we're talking about the play, we don't make no trade. Who got to step up? Who the third? We know we're getting it from AD and LeBron. Who the third? That's not. I mean, we expect it to be Austin Reeves, but let's not even look there.
If we make no trades, then Rui Hachimura got to do something, man.
Got you. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah,
I respect it. See what you got. You got Denver. Who got to be the third? We got Jamal.
Do we really though?
Say the same thing.
I mean, maybe in the playoffs we might have Jamal, so we ain't worried.
Hey, let him play the Lakers. We'll find out who Jamal is. that man, look.
Hey, Brandon.
What's up, Brandon?
You talk too much, Brandon. Nobody care about you or the Falcons.
Give me Denver. See who you got.
Jamal Murray balling though.
Got Jamal. Got Yoke. You on mute?
It's a come back to me because I don't know yet.
All right, Will. You got Memphis, bro. Who the third?
Memphis got 7 players averaging double figures. So if I'm being honest, it's not even the third. I think it's Jalen Wells. Jalen Wells is going to be an X factor. If he can come in and he can push up, I think he averaging 11 per game. If he can push that to 16, 17, and he can play defense, man, that team gonna go far. Especially when you see that Jaren Jackson is literally out here giving you a double-double with 20 plus points a game right now.
Fire. Can't argue with it.
I think Bane, man. He inconsistent.
Desmond is
Bane. The thing about Bane to me is like Clay during the Warriors finals run. Like you always gonna undersell him. Sometimes you're gonna feel like because he's a shooter, sometimes you're gonna feel like he's not showing up. But when it's time, he gonna hit them shots. He gonna guard them players. He gonna do what he needs to do. Like, you want that. If you got that consistency from him, it'll be great. But because he's a shooter, it'll be a little streaky. But when you got Jaren Jackson averaging over 20 points a game, when we see how he's been historically, this is what we've been waiting for from him. You know what I'm saying? So you got him and you got Ja doing what Ja does.
Yeah.
I think what Steven Adams is like giving you like 13 points a game right now, which is rare.
Which is solid.
Jalen Wells is the person I would want to see step up because eventually he's going to be that. I think he can be that defensive glue guy that Marcus Smart is.
Yeah.
because Marcus Smart is, getting older. But
Yeah,
I think
I'm not mad at that. All right, man. Look, we know what it is. Make sure y'all comment below. Let us know the teams and what they need for the X Factor. The X Factor, their third player has got to step up and make sure they get a deep playoff run. Now we're gonna go to this podium talk, man. It's on Wildress. Producer, if we can get 2 minutes before we close this thing out for Wildress. Wildress, the floor is yours. Here's the podium talk from our man Wildress, Mr. Teddy Farrell. It's on you, bro.
So the game of basketball ain't gotten bad. I think it's the viewers. Yeah, they shoot more 3-pointers than they should on 2K. I just got beat by the Orlando Magic because they shot 33 3-pointers, but that's neither here nor there. It's these fans and these Julius fans, because everybody's an old head and everybody's this and everybody's that. When you're realizing even LeBron James just talked about the greatest of all time in Michael Jordan. 9 times out of 10, these cats are chasing ghosts. So when you're out here saying that Jalen Green is a greater player than Clyde Drexler, or you're out here saying that Tracy McGrady is overrated, you might want to go to YouTube and actually look at the video before you start talking, because y'all just using narratives. Okay, whether you like it or not, if Kobe Bryant was alive, all these conversations people are having, they wouldn't be having, because Kobe Bryant would be on these shows. Shannon Sharp's biggest argument for why LeBron is greater than Michael Jordan was that Michael Jordan was in college when LeBron was on the Cavs. You mean the same Michael Jordan that won a national championship? So number one, we don't have to constantly keep comparing. We can enjoy both eras as they are. But to knock one era to be better than the other era just because you don't understand the other era, because you don't like physicality, and because you don't like other things, makes you an ignorant fan. And the question is, are you a fan in general? Or are you just regurgitating what you're seeing on your Twitter or X feed, or what you're seeing Julius post on Facebook? That's all I need.
He didn't even win player. He didn't even win player of the year on that team. Stop it.
So let's put this out here, right? Player of the year on that team.
You got
not only did the player of the year James Worthy say it.
You can't say my name.
Not only did the player of the year James Worthy say it.
I've never said
it's been said that the reason that Michael Jordan was held back was because of his coach.
Okay, I get that.
And it was on purpose. So you're just talking just to be talking. Again, you're regurgitating the things that you see on social media, and that's okay, because you need to realize you, sir, are an old head too. You just haven't embraced it.
Y'all made them go back and look at tape from criticizing this era. That's the only reason they go back and look at it.
I love
y'all made them do that.
10 seconds.
I didn't make them go.
No, they criticize it because people like you.
No, they criticize it.
You run with narratives and you say things.
Look no further, fellas. You found it.
2.
You saying something louder don't make it right.
Everybody. Hey, look, this is what it is, man. The 494 podcast here on MTMV Sports. This is what we live for. You want to talk about basketball? This is what we talk about. Shout out to the 383 people that are tuning into us, man. Make sure y'all comment. Make y'all support the channel at 494 podcast for everything. Make sure y'all tune into us every Monday, 8:30. Support us, man. You want to support us?
That's a horrible picture to use.
Support the squad. You can go.
All the pictures you could have used, bro, and you made me like a Chappelle Show character.
Look, put a $sign in front of the 494 podcast. Send us something on Cash App. Support the squad. Support the team. Trying to get this thing up and running. We love to talk about basketball. This is where you're gonna find it at, man. 494 podcast here on MTMV Sports. Until next time, y'all be safe, man. God bless.
What's going on, family? It's your man Wildress.
And it's your man, the myth, the legend, the voice.
It's Smoke O'Clock. You just watched another great show on MTMV Sports Network.
And for more exciting content just like this, subscribe, like, and share.